government officials, delegates from brotherly country China, Turkey, from Europe, North America, and other parts of the world. Business houses from Pakistan, presidents of Federation of Chamber of Commerce and other cities, media houses, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It's really a great pleasure and honor to host this second international investment conference here in Lahore. The last one being in November 2015, and here we are on 22nd of May 2017. What has transpired in between? And that's, I think, should be one of the moot points of today's investment conference. I would like to very briefly highlight a few important milestones which would explain in no uncertain terms that between these two investment conference, the time which has lapsed has resulted hugely in building Pakistan's economy by local and by foreign-friendly investors. For example, you have just heard Mr. Song Taji, the head of Saiwal coal power project. And this project, which is part of CPAC, is already generating 660 megawatts of power to the national grid. Next month, in June this year, inshallah, this will add another 660 megawatts, thus completing complete cycle of 1,320 megawatts of power to the national grid of Pakistan at a cost of $1.8 billion. And this is one of the largest power project, coal-based, established in Pakistan in the last 7 decades. And this is under CPAC, and one of the first CPAC fruits which the people of Pakistan are going to enjoy in hours and days and weeks to come. Similarly, during this period, after Lahore Metro, Rawalpindi Islamabad Metro got operational, Multan Metro got operational, and here we find in various segments JVs between Punjab government and Turkish companies who have invested in transport and other critical components of any modern transport system. Then, very recently, Turkish company by the name of Zulru or Zolu, thank you. They are now busy investing in solar power generation in Bhavalpur, Qaid-e-Azam Solar Park, and they are going to build 300 megawatts, and the tariff they have offered is 200 megawatts at 5.15 cents per unit and 100 megawatt at 6 cents per unit, unheard of in Pakistan's history. So far, the lowest tariff we have been able to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, I can give you many more such examples. But this is what has established, what has taken place in the intervening period. So what I'm saying is that these were not just conferences and lunch and dinner and speeches. Actually, huge hard work went into play and hugely supported by the Chinese government and the Turkish government. And of course, there are other projects also which we are welcoming, like you have just seen Ashmore, which is a British investment in Pakistan, in Punjab and in Faisalabad, and it is now operational. You have seen, we inaugurated this plant today through remote control, and many other such investments are taking place. We have just returned back from China, attending Belt Road conference, and I think it is seeing is believing. Hundreds and thousands of delegates had gathered there. At least 30 heads of states were present there, from President Putin to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to President Tayyip Erdogan, and many other prime ministers and presidents from around the globe, and wholeheartedly supported Belt and Road vision given by President Xi Jinping. And I must explain very briefly this vision, which is, I think, a counter to protectionism, which is again taking place around the globe. Look what has happened in the recent elections, and wave of protectionism and anti-global signals which were conveyed through Brexit, and of course through in the United States of America, the elections and the debates which took place over there. And here we are, through Belt and Road, it is conveying a very powerful message of globalization. It is conveying a very wonderful message of replacing confrontation with consultation, of promoting cooperation and healthy competition, and replacing hegemony with harmony, and promoting connectivity through land route, through sea routes, through rail routes, and thus promoting prosperity and progress, not only in selective countries, and that's what Marshall Plan was all about. It was for a certain selective countries. Here we are in this point of age where one belt, one road is not about selective countries, it is about the countries of the world. Whosoever would want to join this wagon of progress, happiness, is being welcome to join without any conditions. So that's, I think, I would, and one would like to explain what Belt and Road is all about. And ladies and gentlemen, CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is one of the first fruits of Belt and Road. And Pakistan is one of the biggest and the first beneficiary, a recipient of this wonderful vision. And as I speak, and you have just heard, projects after projects are under completion. Some of them are now operational. This is unprecedented. This is unheard of. This has never happened before. With all the efforts, history would endorse my statement that yes, agreements were signed in the past. Yes, they were implemented in the past. Yes, they were materialized, but not at this pace, not in this fashion, not in this manner, not in this very fast time frame and time limits. You just heard that the Sahiwal power project has broken world's record, has established a new record which would be difficult for future such investments to beat. The first earth-breaking ceremony took place in July 2015, and 15th of May this year, the power project came into being, started operating. Less than 2 years. Whereas in neighboring India, East Punjab, exactly a replica of this project was completed in 4 years. Even China, in China, the fastest record is about 27 months, and this is 22 months. So this is what friendship is all about. This is what sincerity of purpose is all about. This is what commitment and seriousness produces. And that's why when Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was in China to attend this conference, along with his delegation, which included all the 4 chief ministers of 4 provinces of Pakistan, President Xi Jinping, during his bilateral meeting, remarked that, Prime Minister, we are very happy to see you along with the 4 chief ministers of Pakistan. That showed unity. That showed unity of thought and action. That showed that Pakistan is one on CPEC, and China-Pakistan friendship is moving forward in harmony and in total understanding of issues. And I think this was the most powerful message which was conveyed by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to Chinese leadership during Belt and Road Conference, and I saw an aspect of respect which Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif commanded during his visit, because CPEC was moving forward without irritation, without bottlenecks, without delays, without
होटल में बिजनेस सेमिनार से जिला पंजाब शहबाज शरीफ खिताब कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि पंजाब में इन्वेस्टमेंट और बिजनेस के बेहतरीन मौके मौजूद हैं। मजीद